Ancient Egypt has captivated our imagination for thousands of years, offering more questions than answers. But what about their enigmatic symbols? Were they just art, or a coded language revealing hidden wisdom? In today's video, we're diving deep into the top 15 mysterious and bizarre symbols used in ancient Egypt. What were they really trying to tell us? Stay tuned and let's unravel the mysteries together. Number 1. The Ankh, the key to life. When we talk about ancient Egyptian symbols, the Ankh is often the first that comes to mind. This unique symbol, resembling a cross with a loop on top, appears everywhere from carvings to ancient jewelry. Many people think it just means life, but hold on, there's a lot more to it. For one, it could be a symbol that brings together male and female energies, a representation of fertility. Some people even say it looks like a key, which makes sense because it was often thought to unlock the gates of death and lead to eternal life. This symbol was so important that gods and pharaohs are often shown holding it. The ancient Egyptians thought of the Nile River as the key to life, and the Ankh's design might mirror the river's winding path. So, the Ankh isn't just a symbol, it's like an ancient Egyptian riddle waiting to be solved. Before moving any further, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you can keep watching our amazing content. Number 2. The Eye of Horus, protection and power. You've probably seen this one before. It's the famous Eye of Horus, also called the Tjet. It's not just a fancy eye drawing, it has deep meanings that can blow your mind. Firstly, it's a symbol of protection. Think of it as the ancient Egyptian version of a lucky charm. Kings, queens, and even regular people used it to ward off evil. But that's not all. Mathematicians find the eye fascinating because its design matches some deep math stuff like the golden ratio, which makes us wonder, were the ancient Egyptians also math geniuses? There's also talk about it being connected to shamanic practices involving plants that can alter your mind. So it's not just an eye, it's like a symbol that hides many secrets. Number 3. The Scarab, rebirth and transformation. If you think a dung beetle isn't fascinating, think again. In ancient Egypt, the scarab was a massive deal. It wasn't just about death and protection, although mummies often had scarab amulets to keep them safe. It was also about life and how everything keeps changing. The beetle pushing dung was seen as a picture of the sun moving across the sky, meaning that each day is a new start. So the scarab isn't just a bug, it's a symbol of hope and eternal life. Some people even see it as a sign of transformation, like a butterfly. So the next time you see a scarab, remember, it's more than a beetle. It's a symbol packed with layers of meaning. Number 4. The Tyet, the knot of Isis. Don't confuse this with the Ankh, even if it looks a bit similar. It's called the Tjet, or the knot of Isis. It represents life, but also has a magical twist. In ancient spells, it was used for protection and even bringing people back to life. Now, this might surprise you, but it was also thought to represent menstrual blood, which the Egyptians saw as powerful and life-giving. So, it's not just a knot, it's a bundle of ancient beliefs about life, magic, and even biology. A testament to the Egyptians' ability to find deep spiritual resonance in simple forms, binding the realms of gods and mortals with a mere knot. Number 5. Ouroboros, cycle of life and death. Imagine a snake eating its tail. Weird, right? But in ancient Egypt, this was a powerful sign called the Ouroboros. It's like the circle of life in a symbol. It shows that life and death are just parts of a bigger cycle. The ancient Egyptians didn't think time was a straight line. For them, it went in circles. This symbol was also often drawn around texts or figures, like a protective circle. And guess what? Some people think it might also be about the seasons and even the horizon where the earth meets the sky. So it's not just a snake. It's like a symbol that tries to explain how everything is connected. Number 6. The Was Scepter, power and dominion. Now let's talk about a symbol that screams power, the Was Scepter. This staff-like object, often topped with the head of a canine, has been held by pharaohs and gods alike. It's not just a cool stick, it's a symbol that tells us how the ancient Egyptians thought about power and leadership. See, it's not just about ruling over people, it's also about keeping things in balance. They believed the person holding it had the job of keeping peace and order. Isn't that neat? Some researchers think it might have started as a shepherd's staff. Imagine going from guiding sheep to guiding an entire civilization. Even in tombs, you'll find these scepters, meant to give the deceased power in the afterlife. So the Was Scepter is not just an ancient relic. It's a symbol that has evolved through time, carrying layers of meaning about authority, protection, and responsibility. Number 7. the Djed Pillar, stability and strength. This one looks like a column with 4 horizontal lines on top. It's called the Djed Pillar and stands for stability. Imagine it as the backbone of ancient Egyptian society. It was often associated with Osiris, the god of the afterlife, and some even say the pillar represents his spine. During festivals, raising a Djed Pillar was a big event and was thought to bring blessings and stability to the land. This wasn't just a pillar, it was the ancient Egyptian way of saying, "We stand strong." Number 8. The Feather of Ma'at, truth and order. Imagine a feather deciding your fate in the afterlife. That's the Feather of Ma'at for you. It represents truth and justice, and it played a crucial role in the journey to the afterlife. Your heart would be weighed against this feather, and only if they balanced could you pass on to eternal life. So, it's not just a feather. It's the ultimate test of your life's worth. Even in courtrooms, this feather symbol would often be present, reminding everyone of the importance of truth and justice. Number 9. The Lotus Flower, new beginnings and purity. The lotus flower was a big deal in ancient Egypt. Why? Because it blooms in the morning and hides underwater at night. This daily cycle made it a symbol of rebirth and new beginnings. It's like the plant version of a sunrise and sunset. Plus, it's tied to the Nile River, which also had its ups and downs, bringing life to Egypt's land. So, picture this. You're an ancient Egyptian watching the Nile flood and then seeing the lotus do its daily bloom and sink. It's like nature's own life lesson, right? But it's not just about new starts. It's also about staying pure. The lotus grows in muddy water but doesn't get dirty. The Egyptians saw this as rising above life's messiness. So, the lotus wasn't just a flower to the ancient Egyptians. It was a symbol of life's cycles and staying pure through it all. Number 10. The Tyet, not of safety and magic. The Tyet symbol is like the Ankh, but with arms pointing down. It's closely tied to the goddess Isis and is a powerful symbol of protection and magic. Think of it as the Ankh's tougher sibling. While the Ankh represents life, the Tjet goes further by ensuring that life is lived under a protective aura. This symbol was like an ancient insurance policy. It was often used in spells aimed at safeguarding people from harm, or even helping them in the afterlife. Isis, the goddess linked to the Tyet, was a significant figure representing life, death, and magical healing. By tying the Tyet to her, the Egyptians gave the symbol extra weight and potency. It's like having a divine layer of protection added to your life. So, the Tyet isn't just a design, it's a lens through which we can understand how the Egyptians viewed the world. They saw life as a mix of the physical and the metaphysical, and their symbols, like the Tjet, were tools for navigating this complex landscape. This symbol stands as a testament to ancient Egypt's intricate understanding of life, magic, and divine protection. Number 11. The Sesen, the eternal cycle. The Sesen symbol depicts a lotus flower enclosed in a circle and embodies the idea of eternal life. Its circular shape hints at the endless cycle of life and death, almost like a never-ending loop. The connection to the sun god Ra brings even deeper meaning to this symbol. Just like the sun rises and sets only to rise again, the Sesen speaks to the Egyptians' belief in reincarnation and the afterlife. This symbol wasn't just decorative, it was a comforting, affirming image that the Egyptians encountered regularly in their art and temples. When you see the Sesen, you're peering into the philosophical mind of an ancient Egyptian. For them, the season wasn't merely a piece of art, it was a constant reminder that life, in some form, goes on forever. It encapsulates the Egyptians' optimism about the afterlife and their conviction that death wasn't an end, but just another phase in the grand cycle of existence. Number 12. The Shen Ring, the unbroken circle of life. The Shen Ring is essentially a circle made from a rope, a simple but potent symbol of eternity. Imagine life as a string of events that loop back to the start. That's what the Shen Ring signifies. This is why it's a common feature in art and tombs. It's an optimistic note to the living and a promise to the deceased. The Shen Ring is all about continuity, something Egyptians took very seriously. They believed life was not merely a fleeting moment, but an eternal journey. The presence of the Shen Ring in tombs serves as a message to the dead that their journey wasn't over. It also told those left behind that life is everlasting, reinforcing the society-wide belief in an afterlife. Through the Shen Ring, we get a glimpse into how Egyptians coped with the existential questions that have puzzled humanity for ages. It tells us that they were not afraid of the unknown, but rather, they embraced it as just another chapter in the long story of existence. Number 13. The Imuit Fetish, Guardians of the Afterlife. The Imuit Fetish, resembling an animal skin tied to a pole, is a symbol deeply connected with gods like Anubis, who are guardians of the dead. This isn't just decoration, it's a tool for protection, especially when it comes to the treacherous journey to the afterlife. Egyptians wouldn't just bury their dead, they'd equip them with symbols and items like the Imuit Fetish to provide a safeguard. It's a window into the seriousness with which they approach the idea of the afterlife. Every bit of divine assistance was sought to ensure a safe passage to the other side. Number 14. The Ba and Ka, Beyond the Physical Realm. The Ba and Ka symbols give us insights into how Egyptians viewed the duality of human existence. The Ba, depicted as a bird with a human head, and the Ka, symbolized by two uplifted arms, represent different aspects of one's soul and spirit. For Egyptians, life was not just about your earthly existence. When you died, your Ba and Ka separated from your physical body to continue their journey in the afterlife. This speaks volumes about the spiritual depth of Egyptian thought, that they saw human life as a mere chapter in an eternal story. Number 15. The Hem Crown, Master of all domains. The Hem crown, a three-part crown, symbolizes a ruler's authority over the sky, the earth, and the underworld. But it's not just about raw power. The fact that it encompasses all three realms tells us that the Egyptians saw good leadership as holistic, balanced, and in tune with both the celestial and earthly realms. For them, a good ruler was not merely a dictator but a harmonizer who could bring equilibrium to the elements of the world they controlled. It's a profound testament to their intricate views on governance and balance.